Week 6 of our picks. We were extremely dead average last week. 2-2 on Mortal Locks. Absolutely brutal Mortal Lock from Jesse and Curry, that axis. Jesse, how do we feel about that axis thus far?
Yeah, very unconfident considering this is the second time we're trying to get the Zoom call to work. So my luck is very, very bad this week. Second straight Zoom call. Probably will have to crash this one as well. But I'll use the same analogy I used in the last Zoom call. I don't want to see Curry unless it's a craps table or a blackjack table. He's a mush at sports gambling, the worst axis of all time. If me and Curry are on the same side of a bet, fade it hard and fade it off.
Love Curry on a blackjack table. Absolute electricity. But
thank you guys, appreciate that.
Yeah, we don't have that in 2020 though, unfortunately.
I'll
mention this.
Fortunately.
I'll mention this to the guys for probably what is the 10th time this week. But on Sunday morning, I won a lot of money fading myself last week, to say the least. The biggest of which was a sign from God to moneyline pick the Miami Dolphins. I'd venture to say it only happens once every 5 years. You get a sign from God pick. And it was just the lock of the century. And of course the Dolphins won like 45-2. So that was big time. My Vikings pick hit, which was nice. They looked better than I thought they would. But our special guest this week, I bet you're wondering, none other than George Washington himself. We will be going up against the coin this week because we were all dead average last week. So we thought, why not just go up against the fucking coin and see what happens?
I'm going to take a leap of faith here. Not too familiar with the U.S. Mint. Is George Washington a nickel?
This is a quarter.
Damn it.
What, are you serious?
Yeah, it's a 1990 quarter. Oh,
I don't know what coins are, what denominations coins are. Come on. That's like, I studied that when I was like in first grade.
This is kind of huge. It's kind
You've
of
never handled change?
Yeah. Do you see the chain shortage? That's my bit. I tell everyone I know we're in a massive chain shortage. I've been saying that since Wildwood. But
Jesse helping quash stereotypes one coin at a time. On the season,
Thanks.
I am 41-32-2. Jesse is 31-42-2. And Curry is 33-40-2. I've yet to have a losing week against the spread. I'm just going to say it.
And are you even at Mortal Locks now or 2-3? What is it, 2-3?
2-3, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So, big week for you.
Yeah. Now we have – let's jump into it. The Atlantic Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are 4.5-point favorites. Not a line that I love, but I'll take the Minnesota Vikings. I think they're just a better team than the Falcons at this point. Falcons stink. They might get that boost from firing their coach, but the Vikings are a better team than their record, so I'll take the Vikings 4.5.
Yeah, couldn't tell you who the new coach of the Falcons is, but I'll subscribe to that. Oh, thank you for knowing that off the top. But yeah, I'll subscribe to that theory as well. The coaching boost, I think it's actually going to hit. Even though you took the Vikings, I think that boost is going to be a factor. And then Todd Gurley's arthritic knees are actually looking pretty good this year. So as long as they can get Calvin Ridley involved, and Julio might not play, but Calvin Ridley and the Todd Gurley combo will probably put up some points. And if coronavirus doesn't wipe this game out, I'll take the Falcons here.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. All right, give me the Vikings, and I'm tempted to just fade Jesse for every pick. That's not what I'm doing. All right. But give me the Vikings here. Again, I think they looked a lot better last week. The Falcons just have not been able to figure it out for the whole year. Like the collapse from the collapsing to the Cowboys really set the tone for the next 4 to 5 weeks for this team, and now they have an interim head coach. It worked for the Texans last week. I just don't think the Falcons have the talent to overcome it. So give me the Vikings.
Okay, and the coin. The coin will be taking the favorite as heads and the underdog as tails. First of the day. Oh, shit. I'm so bad at flipping coins. So.
Jesus.
We got heads, so we got the Vikings. So
I admit that was a fake flip.
They're all going to be fake flips. Full disclosure. So myself, Curry, and the coin taking the Vikings. Jesse taking the Falcons.
Do I want to be on the same side as the coin? Is the question.
It's a 50-50
Is the question.
Next, we have
I disagree.
The Baltimore Ravens at Philadelphia Eagles. Baltimore Ravens 7.5-point favorites. I feel like we kind of know who the Ravens are at this point. They're either going to lose or win big, and I still do not subscribe to the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't watch any of their game because I was asleep last week, but from what I understand, they were getting blown out and then kind of made a bit of a comeback. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to roll here. I'll take their minus 7.5.
All right, I'm gonna hop in ahead of Jesse here. I'm gonna hop in ahead of Jesse so we don't do the whole fade Curry thing. So last week I took the Eagles. And Sam, you slept through the game. It wasn't exactly how you described. They were in it, and then they weren't, and then they were back in it. And then at the last second, they're like, you know what? We're not going to cover. And they didn't, which stinks because I picked them last week. I thought for sure they were dead, and then they were covering. And then Jake Elliott was kicking for the lead. And then next thing you know, bam, they lose by 9 points and don't cover. I'm expecting a bounce back from the Eagles, all right? But I'm not going to get one. So give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens. They're going to beat the shit out of them. Ravens by 1 billion. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the Eagles here. 7.5. I hate 7.5-point lines. There's way too much room for error as far as a garbage time cover. Ravens are going to be up 14 with 2 minutes left. Carson Wentz just throws a bomb to Travis Fulgham and they cover. I don't want to be on the side of a bad beat. I limit that exposure by taking the Eagles here, and I think they're getting some pieces back, and we'll see how it goes, but I don't want to be on the side of a bad beat, so give me the Eagles.
I wonder, wait, is Zach Ertz still on the roster?
Your fantasy team would lead me to believe
haven't fucking seen that guy in months.
The worst pick I've ever seen.
Haven't seen him since the third round of the draft.
Yeah, the coin. Better flip there. We got heads, so we got taking the Ravens. He's a front runner. God damn it!
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the coin.
Myself, Curry, and the coin. Axis again on the Ravens.
Oh no!
And Jesse on the Eagles. I'm surprised Jesse didn't reverse jinx that because the one full reverse jinx we had on the Eagles, they won. So,
good point.
Next, we have the Chicago Bears at the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are 1.5-point favorites. Love the Bears here. We had the narrative that the Panthers aren't as bad as we thought they were for a couple weeks, and it proved to be true. Jesse did dissent, but it did prove to be true. They are a pretty good football team. I think they're 3-2 now. Bears are 4-1. But now people are getting overhyped on the Panthers, I think. They're giving a little too much credit. Bears are a decent team. Give me the Bears 1.5 plus 1.5.
Yeah, the Bears squeezed a win. I don't think there was 99 out of 100 times I think they lose that game, but Tom Brady forgets what down it is last week. There are also some other very bad mental errors. I don't think the Bears are good. I'm not buying them. I can't believe they're undefeated. That's a disgrace to the NFL. Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers here hard.
I thought they're 4-1, the Bears.
No way, undefeated. But I'm taking the Panthers here hard at minus 1.5.
Bears are 4-1.
Damn it. I was so confident in that. All right, yeah. So we'll concede 4
Colts.
Yeah, we'll concede 4-1 there, but I'm still taking the Panthers hard here. Matt Rule will get you a cover and a win. God bless Temple. Go Panthers.
See, I don't like this line. I don't like this game. We have the game manager versus game manager. We have a not very explosive offense versus another not very explosive offense. We have a mid defense we have a mid overhyped defense versus a mid overhyped defense. Really kind of a toss up here. Kind of want to see what George Washington has to say about it before I make my decision, but
a toss up.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Bears. I just think that they have a little bit of momentum for being 4-1.
We already know what's going on here. We got one. Good flip. Tails.
Oh, wow.
Which is the Bears.
Bears season.
So we have the Curry, myself, and the coin axis on the Bears.
Wait, the Bears weren't favored?
No, they're 1.5 point dogs.
Plus 1.5.
Whatever, they're gonna win.
And then we have Jesse on the Panthers. A theme here thus far. Jesse
didn't like that.
Jesse fading the axis. Yeah,
I hate this.
I don't love it either, but you got to believe in the coin.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Cincinnati.
Do you
Bengals.
though?
Yeah. No, you don't.
No,
you don't. It's unproven.
Believe in the coin. Cincinnati Bengals +8 at Indianapolis Colts -8. Obviously, Jesse's Bengals let him down last weekend, but I think they're a pretty bad team. But for a lot of the reasons Jesse was taking the Eagles for that spread that is just a little too much, I'm going to take the Bengals here at +8.
Sorry, who are the Bengals playing?
The Colts.
The Colts. Yeah, I'm out of the Bengals business. You could have told me they were playing Delaware football. I'm not taking the Bengals in any sort of spread for the rest of the year. That beat was the worst beat I've had in a long time. I'm out of that business. I'm out of the Joe Burrow business. Dropped him in fantasy. Picked him up for Kirk Cousins, by the way, to show you how much I'm out of the Joe Burrow business.
Jeez,
so
that's a statement.
Give me Colts here. I'm out of the Bengals. Can't do it anymore. Can't be losing money on bad teams. Sorry in advance to the one Bengals fan in my life if you're watching this.
Yeah, give me the Colts as well. Kind of for the same reason that Jesse did, because I just can't stand the Bengals right now. I'm not going to watch a minute of that game. I don't want to see Joe Burrow's face on my TV. If I'm watching Red Zone and they flick to it, I don't want to watch it. I'm letting you guys know now. I don't want to see Joe Burrow on my TV. All right? Give me the Colts. I want Jonathan Taylor to run the ball right through the Bengals defense. All right, the Colts defense is pretty dang good, and the Bengals offense. AJ Green doesn't want to play for this team. AJ Green has not wanted to play for the Bengals for like 5 years.
Yeah,
and for some reason, like he
He's
just keeps like faking injuries, and like he's been questionable since like 2015 in like every start. So yeah, give me the Colts.
Okay. I think you guys are. I think you're contractually obligated to pick against your failed fade, your failed Morlock.
Yes, absolutely.
The coin.
Yes.
I'm just so angry.
We got tails, so we got Bengals. Me and the coin.
So you guys have been on every pick together.
Yeah, me and the coin.
Yeah, it's strange.
Ooh.
Almost like it's rigged.
It's almost as if the person flipping the coins is the only one who's seeing it. I don't know.
I'm gonna get a meme for these coin flips too. I'm so bad.
I know, it's so bad.
Next, we have the Cleveland Browns, the 4-1 Cleveland Browns at the 5-0 Pittsburgh 4-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers 3-point favorites. My understanding is that they are they may be without Deontay Johnson and Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't know about Juju as much, but Deontay, a good chance he's not going to play. Give me the analytic Browns. Mark sold me on them last week, +3. Steelers due for a loss. They haven't looked great in any of their wins, so give me the Browns +3.
Like the Steelers here, you mentioned the receivers being possibly out for this game, but Pittsburgh
They got another guy, though.
Pittsburgh is a receiving factory. Curry alluded to it there, but yeah, I mean, look at what they've produced in the last decade. You even forgot like some of the studs they produced, like Martavis Bryant. You remember him?
Yeah.
Absolute stud. Just couldn't lay off the weed, as Stephen A. would say. But their next two studs up in line are Ray McLeod and Chase Claypool. So you have those two studs that are going to fill in nicely for the two that you mentioned. Give me the Steelers all day to cover.
Give me the Steelers as well. I think they're – I know. I really like the Steelers in this game, though. Yeah, for the reasons that you just said. I think Chase Claypool's a stud. Even if Deontay Johnson's out, like we've seen, it's really not that big of a deal for this team. Big Ben can get through a game. He's not turning the ball over as much when he throws the ball down the field. Recency bias is tough because the Eagles are actually a really bad team. They just kick the crap out of them, but give me the Steelers.
Okay. Continue to fade the Browns. Continue.
I'm going to continue to fade the Browns. Fuck the Browns.
The coin. is on tails, so they are taking the Browns.
You suck. You suck. You suck.
It's it better.
Coin is my yes man thus far. He's been decent flips the last few times, so I don't want to hear it.
Shout out D Quinn.
Shout out
D Quinn.
We don't know which
nah,
D
Quinn. Just keep it as D Quinn.
We don't know which D Quinn actually.
All right. Next, we have the Denver Broncos at the New England Patriots. Patriots 9.5-point favorites. I saw this one the other day. This is how you know Vegas knows. I saw this one the other day before they announced Cam was coming back, and it was 9.5, and I was like, that's ridiculous. And then they announced like 3 hours later that Cam's back from COVID. So obviously Vegas knows. But we also have Drew Lock back, which is why I'm going to take the dogs here, the Denver Broncos plus 9.5. Huge number. I think Stephon Gilmore might be back also, which would screw me hard. But give me the Broncos plus 9.5. Just too big of a number here.
Yeah, I don't think the Broncos are going to be able to score here. I think you gave me this theory, Sam. Bill Belichick implanted COVID into the locker room to get Cam back. Pretty genius idea by him.
Yeah, last week so that they got the game canceled.
Just to get the game canceled, get all your guys back, and then you're going to destroy the Broncos.
Yeah.
Genius play by Bill. They're going to cover for that reason. And, give me the Patriots all day here.
Jeez. I didn't even think about that. That Bill Belichick actually infected the locker room.
Chemical legend. Yeah.
Yeah, because that cancellation was so sus. It was like one positive test like 3 days before the game, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna cancel the game." Like that was extremely sus.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, like we're just gonna bang it."
Yeah.
What's the line here?
9.5.
9.5. Sam, who do you have?
I have the Broncos.
Oh.
The Broncos are a bad team, though.
They got Drew Lock, though.
I know.
This is a stay-away game based on how long
It's
Curry's
a
taking to
stay-away
make a
game.
pick.
I really, whatever I bet, fade me on this, please. Jeez. Give me the Patriots. Give me the Patriots. I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm sorry, but
Broncos
they're a well-rested team. You know, for the Bill Belichick implantment reason, that's how you know that they've been prepping for this game for like 2 weeks. They had no intention of playing last week. They've been studying the Broncos for 2 weeks. Even though the Broncos are a bad team, even with Drew Lock, they're a bad team.
Yeah.
There's no Melvin Gordon because he got a DUI. Philip Lindsay's got a hurt toe. They got nothing. So give me the Patriots.
Don't mention Philip Lindsay in this shit.
Save it for another day.
All right, my megaphone, aka the coin. Heads. We got the Patriots. We got dissension.
It's about time, coin.
It's me versus the world with the Broncos here. Gotta love those big underdogs when you're the only one. I feel like
9.5's a lot of points though, but whatever.
Next, we have the Detroit Lions, who are 3.5-point favorites against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I feel these are two very bad teams. But the Lions have been a different beast, no pun intended, since Kenny Golladay came back. So give me the Lions 3.5. I think they're coming off a bye also. And Jacksonville just looked atrocious last week. So give me the Lions 3.5.
Some injury concerns with Jacksonville. If DJ Chark doesn't play, Gardner Minshew just shuts down. He looks like a high school quarterback out there if he doesn't have his top weapon. And in the case of these two really bad teams, I think that Detroit is in a category that is higher than Jacksonville. I think Stafford's going to definitely put up some points. So give me the Lions 3.5.
Yeah, I think that Matt Stafford against bad teams can put up big numbers. But against good teams, that's where defenses confuse him and he throws picks 50 yards down the field. Versus the Jags, who are a bad team, give me the Lions. Kind of like what Jesse said, Jags also have injury concerns. Even Shenault, I think, is questionable. The number 2 to Chark. So, they're banged up. Their weapons are banged up. Robinson's pretty good back, but if they're down 2 scores at half, not going to be able to use him that much. So, give me the Lions.
Okay, Elcoin. Heads. Everyone taking the Lions. Everyone.
Let's go. Solidarity.
Solidarity with the coin.
Can you imagine if the coin was the dissension and then we lost to the coin?
It's going to happen at some point.
It's going to cancel the show at that point. Cancel the show.
Next, we have the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. Titans 3.5-point favorites. I feel like I'm about to piss Jesse off, but there's two lines I particularly love this week. I'm going to leave the second one to Curry, but for now I'm going to mortal lock the Tennessee Titans at -3.5. Significantly better team than the Houston Texans. Houston Texans got a win against the Jags last week. Like, congrats. I think this would be a touchdown game if the Titans got a full week of rest, but they're going off 5 days, which I think is what's hurting them here. But Titans are way better than the Texans. Give me 3.5 all day. Mortal lock. Tennessee Titans -3.5.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would piss me off. I actually love that pick. Not my mortal lock though.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna lock it. That's why it would piss you off.
You had that instinct. Yeah. It's coming down the line, but this isn't my mortal lock yet. All the reasons you stated, you laid out a beautiful case yet again. I love your cases when you have a mortal lock, except for the Vikings pick last week. But
of course, that's the one.
That being said, that's the one.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
What a terrible pick.
But with all that being said, Tennessee is a lot better than 3.5 points versus the Texans. Texans got their first win last week. They're in disarray. There's going to be a ton of offseason changes. They don't have any draft picks. They're in hardcore NFL purgatory. Give me Tennessee. I think the morale is low there. Tennessee all day.
I'm going to ride with Tennessee. I think this is kind of a public trap because they just played on Tuesday Night Football, TNF, TUNF. But if anything, like, that would help them. That would fire me the hell up if I just played like 3 days ago and we put up 46?
Something like that, yeah.
42 points. Put up 42 points and made it look pretty dang easy. So, yeah, give me the Titans. Derrick Henry, let him run. Even though actually they were kind of like saving him a little bit. Even in the first half of that last game, like they were using – like McNichols and that other backup. But either way, if they need Derrick Henry, they're going to freaking use him. Last week they didn't need him.
It kind of blows my mind. The 3.5 for the Titans is +100, and the Texans +3.5 is -120.
It's moving down.
Yeah, so the public loves the Texans for some reason. I don't understand.
Because they just played. Because the Titans just played.
I guess, but the Texans stink.
They do.
We got heads. We got Titans.
Wow.
Solidarity on my talk. I've only dissented from the coin one time, so this is
for real.
A roughly 500 week again. Next, we have the Washington Football Team at the New York Giants. The Giants are 2.5-point favorites. Give me the Washington Football Team +2.5. Very similar teams, so you're going to give me more than 1 point. I'll take the Washington Football Team. That's pretty much all I got.
I am mortal locking this, and I am rebounding, and I am going out on a limb and saying this is a guaranteed win, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I don't have a bet to kind of put this off if I don't hit this, but I'm guaranteeing a win here. Your New York Giants are going to cover versus the Washington Football Team. Now, the New York Giants looked very good last week. They had 2 touchdowns called back on them. I love that fake kick, throw it in the end zone touchdown. Got called back. Evan Engram looks a lot better. Daniel Jones had a very bad turnover, but otherwise looked okay. And that defense is sneaky good. It was the offense that was screwing them earlier in the season. I think they're starting to figure out the running game. It was a very winnable game versus Dallas last week, even before Dak got hurt. Give me the New York Giants. This is a team that's trending upward. They can only go up. They're 0-5. So we'll see what happens here, but I'm guaranteeing that this mortal lock will hit this week.
I think after week 1, especially as an Eagles fan, after week 1, it was like, oh, geez, like the Redskins, like they might be able to put something together this year. Like they're on the top of the division right now. And it was like, oh, like their defensive line's legit. Like Haskins might be putting together. Well, that kind of came crashing down, didn't it? So I think that the Washington Football Team has really come back down to earth after that week 1 miracle come from behind win. And kind of what Jesse said. I think these are two bad teams, but I think they're both trending in different directions. And I think the Giants are definitely trending upwards, especially on offense. So give me the Giants.
That's fair. Is Alex Smith starting?
I think they're going to start Kyle Allen.
I think it's relevant.
So,
I think it's relevant, to
okay.
be honest.
Just so you know, Jesse, I'm sorry, but as George Washington, this will be the Coins mortal lock on this game. So
you better choose Redskins.
Tails. So it is mortal.
Sorry, Washington football team. Cancel me. Cancel me.
My
Cancel
God.
me. It took me 6 weeks.
Cancel alarm.
It took me 6 weeks.
Cancel alarm.
Of course it's taking Washington football team. So we got a mortal lock from the Coin on Washington football team. Myself and the Coin taking Washington football team. Jesse and Curry taking the New York Giants. I can't fade the Coin. I just can't. Next we have the New York Football Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins 9.5-point favorites. I don't have anything to say. I'm taking the Dolphins minus 9.5. But with that being said, I think the Jets are going 1-15 this year. I don't think they're quite going to the 0-16, and I think the one win is coming from a split against the Dolphins. So don't be surprised. But Dolphins minus 9.5. Don't pick the Jets until they win.
Correct. Sam's theory all the way. Dolphins minus 9.5. This has Vegas trap written all over it, but I got to take the Dolphins until the Jets cover.
Yeah.
I also have to go Dolphins. I mean, they're fun to watch. They put up points. The Jets, I hate watching them. They don't put up points. They can't defend. Joe
Flacco.
Joe Flacid. Yeah, get out of here. Give me the Dolphins.
If the Dolphins sign Le'Veon Bell, I'm going to cry. Not because of the Dolphins, because I have Myles Gaskin in fantasy.
Or if the Patriots get him.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, it can't hurt you.
No,
if
fantasy implications are the only thing I care about.
If the Chiefs sign him, I will be so mad.
Apparently, it's down to the Dolphins. And the
why
Chiefs.
would you sign him? Why would you sign him?
Embarrassment of riches.
Why in the world? You just got a rookie running back who's good. Okay, never mind. We're gonna go past that.
Tails, Jets, Jets for the Coin.
Oh God,
fuck.
This Coin's an idiot.
Next we have. This Coin is extremely dumb.
That little clip's gonna end up on freezing cold takes later. Yeah. That Coin's an idiot. Coin's an idiot.
Coin's
an idiot.
Fucking 14-0. Next we have Matt Curry's Green Bay Packers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sorry, Packers 1-point favorites. We've been talking about this all week. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the Packers are 1-point favorites. This just seems like such a trap, but you have to take the Packers here. They look so much better than the Bucs. I don't understand why the Bucs are only 1-point dogs or 1-point dogs here. I feel like it should be at least 3. So give me the Packers all freaking day here at -1.
Love the Packers here. I'm praying this is a consensus bet because I want us all to be doomed together when Tampa Bay covers. I'm taking the Packers here, though. Public trap and a half. Green Bay should be like a 5-point favorite. This is a dumb line.
Literally, this is a stupid line. I talked about this line once I saw it, like at the beginning on Monday. I was like,
2.5.
Why are the Packers?
It was 2.5 and went down.
Who's betting Tampa here? What?
I literally was like, oh, it's 1.5. Like, what am I missing? Literally, what am I missing? What is the catch here? Like, and I know there's gonna be something, but I have to mortal lock the Green Bay.
Yes,
you have to contractually.
I have to mortal lock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride with my man Aaron Rodgers to beat old ass, to all timers, as Jesse would call it.
Old timers,
Tom Brady
old
doesn't know what
timers.
down it is. Sorry, old timers. I just don't. The Packers look like a top 3 team in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
and
the Bucs don't.
The Bucs are coming. The Bucs are coming off a bad loss. Like, give me the Packers more lock.
This one's so fucking obvious. The Bucs are totally.
The Coin is 100% taking the Bucs here. I'd bet my life on it. Please don't kill me.
Heads, Packers.
Let's go. Get my ass beat by a Coin.
Solidarity. Curry and I both have solidarity on our mortal locks, which is yikes. Next we have the Los Angeles Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. Rams are 3-point favorites. These teams always play each other tough. I think it's going to be a close game. Niners looked so freaking bad last week, but that's kind of like a wake-up game for them, I feel. So give me the Niners +3.
Jimmy G, what the hell is he smoking? Is he selling his house in San Francisco? Like, I've heard all those takes on Coward. He had a terrible analogy, like, "Oh, you got to get a realtor if you're Jimmy G." Like, classic.
Well,
Coward.
rent is expensive there. Shout out to Sean.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out to Sean and shout out to Coward, two very fine folks. But with that being said, I am taking the Los Angeles Rams here. I think that there's some serious questions into San Francisco. The Super Bowl hangover is real. I'm subscribing to that theory all the way here. Give me LA. They're a very competent football team, despite my Sean McVay hate.
Yeah, give me the Rams as well. The 49ers, I've never seen a team so incompetent as last week. Like, I think the strategy there was to chalk it up to like, oh, we're not benching Jimmy G. It's just he's coming off an injury and like we're down 2.5 scores. Like, no need to get him more hurt. I think that's what they're kind of chalking that up to, rather than, oh, our quarterback actually stinks. But I don't know. I think that little sidebar rant here. I think that should be more common when you have like a mid-level quarterback, kind of like pulling a goalie in hockey. It's not like when you say, hey, like, you're not our guy anymore. It's more of like, hey, you're having a shit night and let's not make it any shittier. It's like a starting pitcher. Like, if you're Max Scherzer and you give up, 5 runs in 2 innings, like, you're going to get pulled. Like, doesn't mean that you're not really, really good. It means you don't have it tonight. I think that's kind of what happened.
Here's the problem
with Jimmy G. So give me the Niners. Yeah.
Yeah, my problem with that is that if you're as attractive as Jimmy G, you can't get pulled from a football game.
What's the problem? Curry's gonna kill you.
Damn. I didn't even think about that. No. What's the problem?
He's too handsome. So That's the problem.
Give me the Niners Give me the Niners. He's too handsome to lose this game. So give me the Niners in a big bounce back week. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, coin. We got tails. We got Niners. Myself, Curry, and the coin taking Niners. Jesse
takes this axis. I don't know what's the worst axis. Me and
God.
Jesse versus Sam and the coin, or me, Sam and the coin versus Jesse. I'm in the wrong. Like, I feel like all of those are losing bets.
Yeah.
This is a control group, dude. We'll see after the week.
I'm not cold anymore, so I can't fade myself.
I'm in the middle of that Venn diagram of Sam and the coin against me and Jesse, and then me, Sam, and the coin versus Jesse. I'm in the middle. I'm the common factor of the losing side of all those bets.
Right.
Yes.
Basically, Curry. Basically, just fade Curry. Next we have
been saying it for weeks.
Next we have the first Monday Night Football game, which is Kansas City Chiefs at Buffalo Bills. Chiefs 4-point favorites. I like the Bills here, but I always have trouble picking against the Chiefs. You never really know. And I love the Chiefs. Bills might have gotten exposed last week, and they have a shorter week. They do play on Monday, so they got 6 days. But give me the Chiefs in a bounce back. Not too confident in it, but Mahomes. Enough said.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give a shout-out to Blaine Lafferty here in another group chat that I'm in with him, which you guys are not a part of. We have one Bills fan. Billy, guest of the week 3 for the Banter Pick'em Pool, is a massive Bills fan. And Blaine had a correct take here and said, I'm sick and tired of hearing about Josh Allen. Good that they lost. So, with that being said, I hope that trend continues and give me the Chiefs because I'm sick of hearing about the Bills.
Give me the Chiefs as well. I think Bills defense – I think the Bills defense is fraudulent as hell.
Yeah, they stink.
Like, this whole season, like – I think it's kind of like – it was kind of like the Ravens when they had Ray Lewis. Like, you think of that team, you're like, oh, like, defense. They're a defensive team. They're going to run the ball. Like, that's not really who the Bills are this year. Like, Josh Allen's thrown for 300 yards a game, like, and they give up points.
They'll chalk it up to injuries, like this guy Milano's hurt. There's another guy hurt, and like they think, oh yeah, once those guys come back, we're good. Like, no, sorry, Josh Allen's gonna have to carry you.
Josh Norman got thrown 5 yards down the field. I don't know if he'll ever be able to recover from that. At least not in a week.
Yeah.
He's gotten burned a lot.
The memes got to him. Oh,
yeah, the memes got to him. He's mentally soft.
He's been recovering for years just from existing.
Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. That secondary is going to be chicken.
The coin. Chicken. Give me a fade on the coin, please. Tails. Coin taking Bills.
Congrats, Billy. I know
Chiefs
you're watching.
for us 3. Bills on the coin. Next we have last.
It's fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Our last pick of the week: Arizona Cardinals at Dallas Cowboys. Cardinals are 1.5-point favorites. I can't help but feel like this has shifted too much from Dak. R.I.P. Dak. Dalton is probably, I'd say, a top 5 backup in the league. I mean, it doesn't mean too much because they're a backup for a reason, but I think he's going to fill in nicely, especially with all those weapons. That being said, back on the Cardinals hype train, Cardinals minus 1.5.
I love that take by you. I think the big factor here is not going to – I think the offense will be fine, but the Dallas defense is still horrendous. I think this is a get-right game for the Cardinals, even though they got right last week facing your consul Jets. Back-to-back get-right weeks are rare in the NFL, but this is another get-right game for the Cardinals. They'll put up a ton of points. They'll win here. Cardinals all the way. The Cowboys are mentally in a big slump right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, so the line's 1.5 in favor of the Cardinals, correct?
Yes.
If Dak starts this game, what's the line at? Do you think?
It's at least 3 for Dallas, I'd say.
Really?
Yeah, 3's about right, I would say.
Really?
Because their defense stinks. You can't give the Cowboys more than 3 points.
Their defense just stinks. I think
no
the Cowboys
game
with Andy Dalton, they will still put up points against a Cardinals defense that's mid and has been very suspect at times, especially through the air. But the Cowboys defense can't stop a nosebleed. They stink. And I think Kyler Murray –
and they're 0-5 against the spread.
Yeah, and I think Kyler Murray, as an experienced, as we've seen him look sometimes against a bad defense like that, with his just pure talent level, they're just going to let him eat. So give me the Cardinals.
Love to see that. All right, the coin. Last pick for the coin. Big one. We got heads. We got Cardinals. Solidarity on the Cardinals. A few solidarities this week. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, me either.
But that's our pick for week 6.
Wasn't. You know what I think it was? I think because we didn't have – all right, so we did have a 4th in the coin, but I wasn't – like if I heard you guys make the same pick when we had a 4th guest, I would get very nervous about like 4-person solidarities. Yeah. With a 3-person solidarity, I'm not as worried about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, we're running out of time, but new pod going to drop next week. It's going to be fucking insane. It's going to be dope.
Best pod of the year.
May or may not have a few guests on there. May or may not have a guest who's on this program. Who knows? But it's going to be dope. So listen out for that if you made it this far in the video, which probably only a couple people. But all right. Catch you guys next time.
Thank you.